everyone, thanks a lot for being here with me. This is Best in Beauty. This is where I talk about the top products from the past month, in my opinion, for me. And I feel like I've got a lot of things that pertain to certain routines in my makeup, like some things that are integral to the way I do eyeliner, and also some things that are really important to the way I do foundation and concealer, and just some revelations that I've had over the past month with those things. But first off, a couple things that weren't really intended to be included in this video, but I feel like I must mention them. I got my next Wantable box, the next accessories box, and I love this infinity scarf that came in it. So cute, love the plaid, and this red lip. This is my first time wearing this. It's the Gwen Stefani collection from Urban Decay, and it's 714. So this is the matte red in that collection, and I'm wearing the coordinating lip liner too. And that helped me get a really good line on the outside, but there's just something about a good red lipstick. You know, you put it on, don't you feel like it does something for your entire just attitude? It just makes you feel empowered to take on the day. Not that nude lips aren't great. I know I've been doing the lip of the day on Snapchat and Instagram, and many of you guys love the nude lips, and I think they're beautiful too, but red is just what lipstick was meant to be. Am I right? I want to move on and talk about lashes for a second. My Huda Beauty Samantha lashes. No, there's nothing in the box because I am wearing these, and I have been wearing these a lot. Do you guys remember I got these for Christmas/birthday, so end of December, and I've been wearing them so much. I mean, you've seen me in them, sorry, nose itch. You've seen me wearing them in a lot of my videos, and I am just so happy with how well they've held up, because these were like a $20 pair of lashes, so you really want to think that you can get a ton of uses out of them, and they have stayed in such good quality, and they're so thick and luxurious. And in some other video when I was talking about these, I think I said they were going to be my special occasion lash. Well, they're not. They're like the lash I want to wear every day, and I do wear them most often. So yay for those turning out to be not only beautiful looking and something I loved when I got them, but a really strong lash band that can hold up to so many uses. I don't even know how many times I've been wearing these. I should have totally done a tally. Another really key thing I wanted to talk about in this video was the way I do my under eye area, the way I've been doing it pretty consistently for the past few weeks, and it involves the baking technique. Okay, so you put on your concealer and then you put a lot of powder on top, and the success of that technique for me, I thought, relied so much on the particular powder I was using. When I would look at my skin later in the day and I'd think, oh, this looks dry and unnatural and cakey, I would always blame the powder I put on top. When in reality, something that I think is very important to keep in mind with this technique is to use a really rich and creamy concealer that does not totally like set on its own. Concealers that set on their own and kind of dry down and don't remain sort of dewy and tacky, I think those have been problematic for me as I've tried to pull off the baking method, because it's like it just doesn't work. That combination of a concealer that really needs to lock into that powder needs somewhere to go. You know, it needs something to warm up and kind of mesh with, you know, on your skin. So think about that if you're trying this technique and you feel like you don't get a really flawless result on your under eye area, things aren't looking really nice and smooth and staying that way. It might not be so much the fault of the powder you put on top, but the concealer that's underneath. One other thing, really make sure to blend in the concealer. Take your time to pat in whatever you're putting down there. That's something I always thought I was doing, and then I watched a video, and I'm going to link her down below. I think her channel is Sugar Puff and Fluff. Is that the right name? Ooh, I'm gonna link to the specific video below where she addressed baking on aging skin and whether it really worked. And whether you've got aging skin or not, I think her tips were great. And one thing she really hit on was how important it is to really make sure your concealer, the creamy concealer you put on first, is totally blended into your skin. Like really work it in there. And I think that has made a huge difference too. So now that we've talked technique, let me talk about the products that I do use for this. So the first thing I pop on the eyes, mainly right in here and just really anywhere else on the face where I have darkness, is my Benefit Erase Paste in medium. Talk this stuff to death, but that is the first thing I put on, and yes, it is very, very creamy. Then, game changer here with with my mascara compact. Kara is a beauty blogger. I mentioned this back when I did a video on different cream products, contouring kits, foundation kits, etc. She has this palette, and at the time, I had a very yellowish shade right here where the concealer, like coverage type product would be. And I mentioned I thought it looked yellowy on my skin. Love the texture of these, but I thought that was kind of off. So I did purchase this shade. I believe it's called White Peach. It is ideal. It is so creamy. It's just, I love it. So the way I would use this is put whatever foundation on I want. It could be full coverage, it could be light coverage. Doesn't really matter, honestly. Then I do my erase paste on my deepest, darkest areas. Then I'll pop into this cream contour shade, and I'll put the names below of specifically everything I've got in here because I forget what this one was called, but it's a nice, cool cream shade. I'll do that in the cheekbones, a little bit around the hairline, just softly, nothing too major and harsh. I actually bought her brush as well. It's a double-ended brush to see what that was all about. Reminds me a lot of the It Cosmetics double-ended guy that I've used a lot in the past. Pop into that, kind of blend it out. Then I go in with the smaller end and I do this White Peach, which is all about coverage. This is not shimmery. This is just like straight up creamy coverage. And I kind of just paint that on, you know, the under eye area, down the nose, anywhere that I want to be a little bit brighter than my foundation, because that's what this amounts to. Blend it in really well. I will take a dampened beauty blender and really go over it that way. Then I take my fingers and I just press over it. The warmth of my fingers really works the erase paste in, it works this stuff in, and then I feel I can set that with about any powder I want to. I can set it lightly if I want to. I can do the baking method and put on a whole lot, let it sit there for like 10 minutes and then dust away, and it looks good either way. And again, a big reason why this all worked out, I think, is that I used creamy products that were really able to work with a powder that you put on top and really kind of bind together. And also, I paid attention to getting these worked into my skin so well. So I still absolutely love the way my By Terry Hyaluronic Hydra powder sets the under eye, but I can even turn out a really nice smooth look under here with things I didn't even think I liked so much, like the Airspun powder, or, you know, you name it. It seems to be working with these concealers. Another love, this Real Techniques sponge for foundation, for blending over concealers. I love the flat edge. This little point, like, honestly, it's not small enough to get right around the eye area. You got to bring in a brush or the micro mini or your finger to do that. But as a whole, I really love this. I think it cleans up great. Blush favorites. Oh, do I have some blush favorites to talk about? Can I turn on the broken record for a second and talk about CoverGirl Instant Cheekbones? Because seriously, the glow. This highlight, this blush, that's all I've got on my cheeks right now. Love. This is the trio called Peach Perfection. I also love the plummy one, which really just comes off more pink, but it's surprisingly good, you guys. The way the highlight shade picks up a glow on the skin, it's just so nice. I lied, I have another thing on my cheeks too. It's the Clinique Cheek Pop in Cola Pop. These are the ones that look like adorable little flowers. Kristen Game got me onto these, and let me tell you, the staying power on these, I didn't think anything truly compared to the In-Stain blushes from the Balm until I tried these. And I can swatch them, and I can try to rub away that swatch, and it's like, these lock in. I really think the deeper skin tones would be all about this. It shears out, and you can see a little bit more of the rosy red, and then it looks like a darker berry if you wear it deeper. But I've just got it a little bit right in here, right above where my actual contour is. I just go a little bit over that, and I love it. I've been using this a lot. And the thing that gets me is that I try to rub away this blush swatch, and even the lighter shades are this way too that I have. And it stays there to an extent. You know, you can rub away some of the intensity, but with most blushes, you'd just be able to wipe them away, and this really locks in. Is locked in like my phrase of the day or something? Because Tyler and I always say that, so now it's drifting into my makeup videos. But if we feel like we've got our act together, like really got stuff done or being super efficient, we're like, oh yeah, we're locked in today. And there's always times where we forget stuff or lose something or don't do this or that, and we always blame that on not being locked in. Quick little mention here of the PB&J palette. I love this palette. By the way, did you know a few days ago, at the time I post this video, it will have been a few days ago, that it was Peanut Butter Lovers Day? And I was thinking, gosh, Wouldn't this have been a fun gift for someone who's just crazy about peanut butter? A great gift, really, because this is an awesome palette for the warm brown folks out there. I know there's a lot of you who love these kinds of tones, and it's just, that's what it's all about in here. I was talking in my top 5, bottom 5 Too Faced video how I think there's a crowd for this, and I think there are people who would also feel like this is way overkill on the warm tones. And if you feel that way, you know, you can go play with another palette. We can still be friends, but I do really love this. It all revolves around peanut butter, which was an existing color in the Semi-Sweet palette. So they put that in and then brought in all of its best friends. So you've got like a peach, a gold, I love this matte white shade down here, a couple of purples for the unexpected pops, but I think you will love those once you start playing around with them. Peanut brittle, really metallic. Peanut butter down here is, like I said, your classic warm brown, and then we get even more like red terracotta with the nuts about you shade. And today I just went for like the quickest look ever. I did a little bit of extra creamy on the inner part of my lid, and then I used a lot of peanut butter cup, which I hadn't messed with much because it's kind of like the backseat shade of this palette. Everything else is really vibrant and catches your attention, and then you're like, oh, there's a regular shimmery brown in here. So I took that into the crease and just diffused it all the way out. I also smudged it in a more concentrated sense on the lower lash line. And I want to give a little mention to this inner corner E46 shader brush from Sigma. This is a really small brush. It's probably like 2/3 of the size in width of the Sonia Kashuk small shadow brush, and you can see the tip is a little bit tapered, and I find myself using this so often when I just want to get a little bit of color right in this zone of the lid. And usually it's when I finish my look and I'm like, okay, the shade I had on my inner corner was disappearing a little bit, so like in this case I went back into the extra creamy, and I can get that just where I want. I'm not overlapping my eyeliner or my false lashes or anything like that, and it's just a really great precise placement brush. So I just wanted to throw that out there in case you have that issue sometimes. Then for eyeliner, I got two things that I've been using a lot for both of my eyeliner needs. So like across the upper lash line, when I want a nice black liquid liner, I use my Physicians Formula Eye Booster. What I love about this so much is that it's kind of a low-cost alternative to the Kat Von D tattoo liner, because this is actually a little brush tip. That's not just a felt tip, but that's actually little brush hairs that really hang together, and I think it creates a juicy black line so easily for me. One tip: when you store these, store them flat. Don't lay them down like this in a cup. Don't do them up like this. They really have the best longevity when you lay them flat. But wing liner going across the upper lash line is a breeze with this. And then when I want to put something on my waterline lately, or just kind of smudge it gently on the lower lash line, this Master Precise Skinny in the Defining Black shade from Maybelline. So great. This is a really fine tipped mechanical pencil. Whenever I put liner in the waterline, I always make an attempt to kind of blend it downward a little bit, and I love how easily this just kind of dots right in between the lashes, so I can go boom, 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 and then smudge it out, bring in the Sigma E21 smudge brush, and just get it looking really soft, and then top it off with a little bit of shadow, whatever works for your look. In this case, like I said, it was that shimmery brown, what was it called? Peanut Butter Cup, I believe. I gotta check now. Yeah, Peanut Butter Cup. Just kind of blend that over the whole area, and boom, there's your smoky eye. Easy. Alright, I think I'm gonna leave it there. I've got so many fun videos on my to-do list, you guys. My video to-do list has never been so long because the ideas have just been flooding into me from you guys and just from my own brain. It's been great. I feel some next level excitement for my channel, and I'm just so glad that you're here with me for it. Goodness, I'm kind of like to the end of the video and I'm done shooting this video, but yet I'm not done talking. Does that ever happen to you? Bella's still napping. What do I need to do? I need to go downstairs and do a little cleaning, a little list making. I will throw out to you guys a book that I am loving so much is the Dita Von Teese Your Beauty Mark book. It's like a textbook. I mean, it's a coffee table book if you want to put it that way, but it's a dang beauty textbook. And my sister recommended it to me. She got it for Christmas and she was telling me about it one of the last weeks she was here. And I was like, okay, I have to get it. Amazon was out of it. Barnes & Noble was out of it. I finally got my hands on it, and it is like, it speaks to me. If you are obsessed with beauty, it will be, you'll feel like she's speaking directly to you within the first 5 minutes that you cracked open the book. Like, the things that she says make a beauty lover feel so, I guess, validated in their passion for what they do. I've been reading the book straight through, and I'm only just now getting into the chapter on makeup, but I just love some of the points she makes. I love how she's all about just unapologetically being yourself, embracing the things you like beauty-wise. I mean, I think in the title it's called A Guide to Eccentric Glamour. If you get it and read it, I think it will really cause you to further embrace the things you love about yourself and your own beauty routine, or just, you know, yourself in general. I think it's a real confidence booster type book, but also I think it causes you to appreciate the beauty in others and in the world around you in just a little bit deeper way. Loving the beauty in another person, not because, oh, that's like the perfect winged liner, that's exactly the way I would have done it, but seeing them and thinking, they're doing their thing. They're doing them. They're doing what they love, and it looks beautiful on them because they're confident and loving it. That's the whole vibe I'm taking from this book so far. And I want to do like book club. I want to have like everybody, all of y'all who have got that book and are reading it. I would love to like have a discussion. Maybe we should do a Periscope about it. But I'm not even through the whole thing yet. I'm just getting into like what I think is my wheelhouse of the book, which is the makeup chapter. And I'm just loving. Okay, at this point I really am just procrastinating. So I love you guys. I'll see you later. Bye bye.